2018 signing day version 2 today here for EMU football. I'm Greg Steiner. He's head football coach Chris Creighton. And the second time around, you get a signing day class in February. I know it's traditional this way, but second time and a chance to bring more players in. 12 of them you announced the addition of this morning.
Yeah, it's the first time ever that you have, it's not 2 in the same calendar year. But having the 17 or 18 guys come in December and then doing it again now, it's a great day of the year. So now we get to do it twice. You
talked about it really being 3 moments in your program, being able to 1, bring guys in December, 2, have them start the semester. You had 9 guys start the semester, and now 12 more today. Really 3 monumental things for this program.
No doubt. We loved December 20th, the early signing date. Just really felt as though that went well for everybody. And then for 9 of those guys to get a chance to start with us, the second semester on January 3rd. They've been here for over a month. Obviously off to a great start academically and, training with our guys. And it's a great advantage. Some of those guys are freshmen and some of those guys are older, but either way, they'll be fully into our program and know what's going on by the time everybody else gets here in the summer.
The one guy everybody looks at initially is the guy that didn't get announced on signing day in December, but was right there as well, and that was Tyler Wiegers, your graduate transfer quarterback that comes in from Iowa. Our first real chance to talk about him, and you look at him, he's a guy that comes in for a departing senior, has a chance to compete for a job, and also come back home.
Well, I think those two things are what's attractive for him coming is that it is home for him. His family is here in the area and are his friends, and it's home for him. So it's just a great opportunity in that way. And then obviously with Brogan graduating, there's gonna be guys competing for that job, and he knows that it's not a situation where somebody has that position, including himself. We haven't even started spring ball yet, but we feel as though that we've got a group of guys that are going to be competing that are all capable, and so it's an exciting time for us.
Overall, 29 different student athletes will be competing for the first time this year as an Eastern Michigan player. 12 of them today, a couple scholarship guys, also some walk-ons mixed in, but a chance to bring in some wide receivers, and you went to the West Coast and got some guys that were first-team all-conference at wide receiver, knowing that's a spot you had to fill.
Well, it worked out really well for us 2 years ago. When Sergio Bailey and Johnny Newplow and Antoine Porter and Jerron Johnson, all of those guys came in, ended up being starters, all conference players, and great people, just great fit for our program. Those guys came in prior to the 16 season and really helped elevate everything, that we're doing as a program. We've continued to recruit freshman wide receivers. We have 2 guys that redshirted this last year, and Greg Jean and Keon Williams, which we're super excited about this spring ball. And going into next year, we've recruited. Saw Dylan Drummond and Logan Giordano. Will be more freshmen coming in, but we did feel as though we wanted some experience as well. And the California junior colleges have been fantastic to us. And so with Line, who's already been here since January 3rd, is off to a phenomenal start to be, then I think he's first team All-State, and then joined by Arthur Jackson out of American River College, then Michael Thompson out of Modesto. Those are 3 first team All-State junior college receivers, and, really, really excited about them.
Another position you also got some additions to was on the offensive line, able to keep a guy close to home, and that's Alex Howie, who out of Saline helps them to their first state playoff appearance in 26 years, and now a chance to also help your team go back to another bowl.
Yeah, it's Salem, because if I didn't correct you, then he would probably grab my throat and shake me. So we've been recruiting Alex Howie for a really long time, and just think that he's a perfect fit for our program in every way. And a guy who's as talented as he is, he, to some degree, became a national recruit and came down trying to pick between, the West Coast, the Rocky Mountains, and closer to home. And we feel very fortunate that, he decided to be an Eagle.
Overall, this class features a lot of homegrown talent. You get 7 guys just in today's announcement that are within a 60-mile window of Ypsilanti's campus. And I know that's been difficult at times for this program to get people to stay close to home. How big of an advantage is for those people to stay here?
Yeah, and I think we have 11, from Michigan in the class, and so we're just going to continue to try to grow that number. We love recruiting the state. The guys that we have from Michigan, are great people and great players, and we're going to continue. I think we have 7, of our obviously full-time coaches who are recruiting Michigan. This is one of those years where, we feel as though we've had some breakthrough with that. And so it's a really good group in that way, and we want to continue to grow it.
Another point, I know stars aren't the end-all, be-all, but you look at it, 29 guys, 22 of them have been rated by one of those ranking services, including 9 of them 3-star guys. That's quite the accomplishment.
It is? I don't know what it is. I have seen the list.
Historically, I'm saying, from having been here 15-plus years, historically, that's a really great number for Eastern.
Right. Well, awesome. There's guys on the list that are probably unranked or don't have a star or only have 2 stars that I would choose before, guys that have 3 stars or 4 stars or whatever. And so I get it that people, are excited about that. I think, though, again, one of our guys may have lost a star when he committed to us, like where last year a guy gained a star where he committed to a Power 5 school. So, again, I know that people are engaged with that. We really get to know the person, and we try to do that through the high school coach, in terms of the references and getting to really know the person and the family. And then, we watch film and try to watch as much game film as we can, and we go after the guys that we think are a great fit. And there's one guy that we didn't mention from California, Ty Eddington, was a nose guard, because we really felt as though we needed to get the 2 wide receivers and a nose, on February 7th, and super pleased about getting him and a chance to be one of those anchors in the middle of our defense, with the graduation of Odie and Dion and Derek Dunlap.
Final couple of moments here with head coach Chris Creighton. You look at it in December, did you have a different philosophy, or is it the same for when February rolls around on how you recruit guys?
You mean difference between December 20th and February 7th? Well, what we did was we asked all of our guys who were committed, to sign on December 20th. That made sense. And that happened, almost 100%. And then we did have, a number of roster spots that were remaining. And so then our next goal was then to try to finish out the class, on February 7th. And, I don't know that it could have gone any better, to be honest with you. I mean, you always get better, don't get me wrong, but we feel great about the guys that we got and how we got them and when we got them, on December 20th. And then, again, going after, a couple of receivers and a nose guard. And we just kept chipping away at Alex Howie, and with, the 5 senior offensive linemen that we're going to have this next year, it was just a total gift, to be able to bring a 3rd one into the class to try to stymie some of the bleed that we'll have, next year. And then for me, it's the roster. It's not just the scholarship players. I just believe that every single guy on your team matters, and they've all got to be bought in. They've all got to be talented. They've all got to be passionate. They've all got to represent the place well. And, the way we do things, you couldn't come to one of our practices and differentiate, between a guy who's, on scholarship or a guy's on walk-on. That's just not how we do it. And we're off to a fantastic start with the guys who've committed to be a part of our team.
Speaking of the offseason, a lot of people say that really how your season's going to go is started in how your winter offseason conditioning and workouts are going. I know spring ball's around the corner. 6 a.m. workouts, I know that's always everybody's favorite, but it's really a good building block of how to get into the spring season.
It is, and there's no way anybody started sooner than we did in the country. We had a team meeting at 8 p.m. on January 2nd, and classes started on January 3rd and then got into our off season. We're actually halfway through, our winter conditioning right now, which is crazy. But our guys are killing it. It's got a great feel. Our team, there's really strong senior leadership. And part of that is because it's a really good senior class of leaders, but it's also because, they're not having to fight with really anybody in the program. The guys have come up with a theme for the year, which I think is spot on. It feels the way that it's supposed to feel right now. Got a lot of work to do, but we're excited about doing that work. And like you said, spring ball starts for us on March 5th. So, we're less than a month away.
Some people just get one birthday present for head coach Chris Creighton. He got 12 of them today as they wrapped up the signing day. Happy birthday to you, and best of luck as we get ready for spring ball.
Thanks a lot.
Signing day special rolls on here on EMUEagles.com right after this.